Good morning, Bates. It is Tuesday morning. I'm here with Mr. Fonseca. How you doing today, Mr. Fonseca?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Softic. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to all of our Bates students. How are you doing, Mr. Softic?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Kind of reflecting about yesterday, Monday, coming back. After the first full week of full day learning, right? Full in-person learning.
Yeah.
Our remote schedule was the same, but so that was a transition. A
Yeah.
longer school day means we have to focus a little bit longer.
Hmm.
And there's some other things, transitions in the hallways, lining up,
Yeah.
lunch, and even recess are all a little bit different. So really got to
Definitely.
make sure that we are, following those expectations of being safe. Our hands to ourselves, keeping 6 feet, wearing our masks, right? All that important stuff. Washing our hands. We got to be safe. We got to be responsible, right? We got to take ownership for ourselves in following those safety expectations, and we got to be respectful, right? We treat everyone the way we want to be treated, right? The old cliche. But you see someone having a hard time out in the playground, try to welcome them into a game, be friendly with them. And we want everyone to treat each other, with kindness. So that's
That's
really important. We do those things, especially in anything we do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And one of the transitions that I've noticed has been a little bit of a challenge for some grades, not all grades, but some, has been transitioning from recess back into the building to continue their school day. And we recognize that you've just been outside, you've just been running, and that you're really excited. And then you have to kind of make that switch in your mind. Okay, now I'm going to go back and put myself in school mode. Okay, that's a really important transition that all of us need to be really mindful of, because the moment we step foot into the building again, we're immediately switching to our indoor voices. We're preparing for the school day, and we're making sure that we're going to finish off that day strong. Okay, we're reminding ourselves that we're no longer outdoors at recess, no longer playing. We're really inside the building, ready to get focused and get started on our work again.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is certainly the case for our older students in the building, right? You got to lead by example. Some
Yeah,
of you have been here for 6 years, 5 years. You know our routines and rituals. So coming in from recess into the building, you know what that means. You know what that takes. We got to keep it down, because all the younger students are watching you, right?
yeah,
So if you're coming in loud and yelling and out of line, our younger students are going to think that's okay. So we got to step that up a little bit.
exactly.
Also, out at lunch, okay, when you find a seat, whether on a stump, on a curb, or on a bench, you need to sit down. All right, you should not be getting up and running around. And again, I'm going to go to our oldest students. We got to step it up a little bit,
Yeah.
because what I saw out there yesterday wasn't always the safest, especially when we're not wearing masks. You got to make sure that you're in a location. So I'm going to talk to all the fifth graders before we go outside for reset lunch today, in the gymnasium. So we'll have a little bit more of a discussion there. But I expect more out of our older students because you lead by example.
Definitely. 100%. And talking about expectations, we have expectation for the different traits that our students show as well. And one of the traits that we want to focus on this week is honesty. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, and Mr. Softic, if you'll just let me share my screen. And I want to talk to everyone a little bit about what it means to be honest. This is a word that I'm sure most, if not all of you, have already heard, but it's one that is just so important to focus on. So, honesty means that you're always telling the truth. It's the definition. Honesty means always telling the truth. And we've got it in different languages as well. In Portuguese, honestidade. In Spanish, honestidad. And we've got it here in a sentence. When you are honest, it shows people that you can be trusted. All right. So when you tell the truth, people know that they can believe you. If you're somebody who tells the truth all the time, they're going to know, hey, I can trust this person because they tell the truth all the time. They're honest. I know they're not going to lie to me. I know that if there's a problem, I can trust this person. They're going to do the right thing and they're always going to tell the truth about it. So I want to encourage all of our Bates scholars to really make sure that you're honest, not just today, but every day, especially when you do something wrong. It can be hard to say, hey, actually, I did something wrong. Here's what it was. But it's so important. It's so important in those moments to be able to be honest with yourself and with everyone else and say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm being honest about it, but I want to fix it. And these are some ideas I have about how I can fix it. How can I work with you to fix it? So, really encouraging all of our scholars to show that honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes, Mr. Fonseca, we make poor choices, right? We
Yep.
make mistakes. And the first thing we got to do is take ownership, and say, yes, I did do that, and be honest about it. When sometimes when we lie to get out of something, we dig a bigger hole, right? And we had to make up more lies to get away with the first lie, right? When it's always actually comes easier to tell the truth. All right.
That's exactly right.
So, we all know the story,
Boy Who Cried Wolf.
what's that?
Was it The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
The boy who cried wolf, right? We all know that story.
Yep.
So don't be that. Don't be the boy, right? Let's be honest with each other.
Yes, exactly. So again, we're going to keep collecting these different trait trains and adding them up to our wall. We're going to be sending that picture out to everyone soon. So be prepared to find out how far we've come with our different traits.
And I noticed we're starting to make a little, distance with our trade chain. I think we're about over past the nurse's office.
Yep, definitely.
So we got a lot of work to do to meet our goal. All right. So let's continue to work on that. Also, it is Eco Awareness Month. So I have a jar in my office, with some prizes. So I sent something out to your families and to your teachers. So if you want to place a, what do you call it, a raffle ticket into the jar, that's an opportunity as well. So you get to watch some of those documentaries, and if classes want to watch them together, parts of them together, that's okay too. And then we can get more raffle tickets into those jars for some great prizes.
That's
And then
right.
actually at the end of the month, it's actually Arbor Day. I think it might be May 1st.
I can definitely look that up.
Yeah, look that up. And then we will be having actually a tree planting ceremony outside, and many of our students will also get seedlings to bring home and plant trees as well. So we're working with the city to do those activities, and I'll be reaching out to some teachers individually, about that as well.
Yep. So Arbor Day is April 30th.
Oh, April 30th.
Yes.
So it's close.
It's very close. Yeah.
All right. So that'll be really fun. It's actually going to be a tree, out back, on the little island coming in, from the parking lot. So
And we'll make sure we'll have different options for students that are both in person and remote with lots of pictures. Maybe we'll find a way to get some video of it and be able to share that out. So even if you can't be there physically present, we'll find a way to make sure you see everything that happens.
yeah, absolutely. So, anything else?
I just want to make sure that this week, even though it's the week right before April break, it's a week that we're going through very strong. We're not going to, let any of our expectations go down. We expect the very best from our students every single day. So as we also want you to expect the very best of yourselves every day, students. So as you're coming into the building, you don't think to yourself, oh, I've only got a week left. I'm not going to try as hard, or I'm not going to follow these rules. You want to make sure you're absolutely doing your hardest and following all of our expectations right till the very end.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. All right. So that's going to wrap up our announcements for today. And as always, it's a great day to be great.